Here are 3 cool ways to lace Nike Air Jordan 1 highs, including diamond lacing, loose lacing, and bar lacing. Timestamps for each are down below. Let's get into it. Here's how to bar lace Nike Air Jordan 1 highs so they slip straight on and look really cool. Begin by taking your lace, and we want to thread each lace end down into the very bottom eyelets on either side from above. So just take your lace end, find the eyelet, bring it down into it, pull it through a little bit like that, and then pop it out the way. Swap to the other side, get your lace end. Now these are super long laces on the highs. Get your lace end, feed it down into the very bottom eyelet on that side as well. And then before we go ahead and pull all of this through, take your 2 lace ends and put them together like that. Hold your shoe and literally just pull them through. And what this will do is pull them through and make sure they're of equal length so you don't get any uneven laces throughout the whole of the pattern. Now we begin our bar lacing pattern by taking this lace, and we're going to skip the very next eyelet up, and we're going to go up into the 3rd eyelet from the bottom on this side from underneath. So find the 3rd eyelet up, just take your time and bring your lace end up into it from underneath, just like this, leaving this one empty here. Then we're going to go ahead, keep a hold of this lace and bring it over the sneaker tongue and down into the corresponding eyelet on this side. So the 3rd one up from the bottom on this side, and we're going to go down into it from above, pull it through, and we're going to make sure there's no twists or turns. And you can see our bar lacing pattern is starting to form. Now you can play this video on a half speed or keep pausing it if you need to. There's literally no rush. There's no need to go quickly or keep up if you want to do things a bit slower. Then swap to your other lace, and we're going to fill in these empty eyelets now. We're going to take this lace end and we're going to bring it up into this empty eyelet here from underneath. Just like this. Pull it up from underneath. And we're going to bring it over the sneaker tongue and down into this empty eyelet here from above. So down into it from above. Now it can be a little bit fiddly, but take your time. Pull it through. Making sure there's no twists. And it's starting to look good. Now we are going to keep a hold of this lace. Just thread it underneath this one, if it's gone through that way. And we're going to do the same thing that we did in the beginning. We're going to skip the very next eyelet up, and instead we're going to take the lace up into the eyelet above that from underneath. Pull it through, making sure you've skipped that one, leaving it empty. Take the lace over the sneaker tongue and down into the corresponding eyelet from above, just like we did before, leaving those 2 eyelets empty. Pop that lace out the way, swap back to this one, and we're going to bring the lace end up into this empty eyelet here from underneath. So pull it up into it from underneath, just like that. Bring it over the sneaker tongue and down into the corresponding empty eyelet here from above. Now we're getting there. There are a lot of eyelets on the highs, so just keep going with me and following the pattern. Then we're going to keep a hold of this lace, bring it under there. Do the same just like we did before, skip one eyelet and go up into the one above that from underneath. Pull it through. Remember, you can pause as much as you need and just go slowly. Bring it over the sneaker tongue, down into the corresponding eyelet on the other side from above. Pull it through. Swap back to the other lace and fill in these holes. So up into the empty eyelet on this side from underneath, just like that, bringing it over the sneaker tongue and down into this empty eyelet here from above. Looking good. Now you might want to take a minute here to just straighten up your bars, pull your laces through, tighten anything up, and make sure everything looks nice and neat. All right, we're doing our final eyelets now, which is exciting. So take this lace end and we're going to go into the very top eyelet from underneath, just like we've been doing, leaving the one directly beneath that empty. Make sure you tuck your lace bits on the side there behind the sneaker tongue to keep them out of sight. Keep a hold of this lace, bring it over and down into the corresponding eyelet from above. Pull that through, swap back to your other lace, fill the empty eyelet here from underneath, bring it through, bring the lace over the sneaker tongue and down into this empty eyelet on the other side, just like this, pulling it through, making sure that bar doesn't come out twisted like mine did. And then just like that, we've finished the pattern. Now what you can do with these excess laces, which is what I like to do, is just go ahead and like tie them in a little loose bow or a little loose knot, and then just tuck them behind the sneaker tongue. They'll stay out of sight, keep your pattern in place, and they won't bother the top of your foot too much. And then what you can do is just spend some time adjusting the bars to make sure they're all sitting nicely how you like them, and then you should be able to slip your feet in and out. Repeat on your other sneaker and you'll have a really awesome pair of bar lace Nike Air Jordan 1 highs. If you found the info in this video helpful, please hit the like button for me to help it reach more people, and consider subscribing for more sneaker lacing content. I have loads of videos available for you to get some inspo from. Thanks guys! Here's how to loose lace Nike Air Jordan 1 highs. Begin by taking your lace and taking each lace end and feeding them down into the very bottom eyelets on either side, going into them from above, just like this. Pull that one through, pop it out the way. Do the same on the other side. Take the lace end and feed it down into the very bottom eyelet, down into it from above, just like I'm doing. Then before you pull all that through, take your lace ends and pinch them together like this, and just pull them through together like that, and it'll mean that your lace ends come out of equal length, which will really help you out. So just take a minute to make sure there's no twists and your laces are of equal length. Remember, you can go as slowly as you like, pause the video as much as you need, or play it on half speed. There's literally no rush. Then pop this lace out of the way, keep a hold of this one, and we're going to bring it across the sneaker tongue and down into the second eyelet up from the bottom, from above, just like this. Pull it all the way through, looking good. Put it out the way, swap back to the other one. I'm just gonna do the same on the other side. Go down into the second eyelet up from the bottom, from above. Pull it all the way through. Looking good. And you just want to make sure there's never going to be any twists in your laces and you're getting really nice crisp lines. Keep a hold of this lace. I'm going to bring it over the sneaker tongue again, and now we're going to go down into the third eyelet up from the bottom, from above, just like we did before. Pull it all the way through. Looking good. Swap back to the other one and do the same on the other side. Into the next empty eyelet, down into it from above. Pull it all the way through. Looking good. Now don't worry too much about the slackness or the tightness of your laces at this stage. At the end we're going to be tightening them up and loosening them depending on the size of your own feet until they're comfortable for you. Keep a hold of this lace, bring it over, down into the next empty eyelet on this side. Looking good. Pull it through. Swap over to the other one and do the same over there. Down into that eyelet. Now just keep following along with me to make sure you get the pattern right. Keep a hold of this lace, bring it over the sneaker tongue and down into the next empty eyelet. Looking good. Do the same on the other side, down into the next empty eyelet. Keep hold of this lace, bring it down to the next empty eyelet. And do the same on the other side, down to the next empty eyelet here. Now we're going to keep hold of this one, bring it over, down into the next empty eyelet again from above. Looking good. And we're just making our way all the way up to the top of the shoe. Again, swap to the other lace, bring it over the sneaker tongue and down to the next empty eyelet. So at this stage, I'm at the second to last eyelet here, and we're just going to do the same as we've been doing with this one. We're going to take it down into it from above, leave that lace here. Same with the other one on the other side, down into it from above. But now for the very final eyelet, this is where the loose lace style kind of comes into play. We're literally just going to take what's left of our laces and feed it up from underneath this time into the very final eyelet. And we're going to pull it through about this much. Do the same on the other side, taking the lace and then we're going to go up into it from underneath. And we're going to pull it through until there's about this much lace. Now at this stage, what we're going to do is just adjust the laces to the looseness that you like, so your foot can just slip straight in. So I'm going to spend a moment doing that and tidying it up, and then I'm going to show you how it looks. Once you've tidied up the laces to your liking and your foot can just slip straight in and out, repeat on the other shoe, and you'll have a really awesome pair of loose-laced Nike Air Jordan 1 highs. If you found the info in this video helpful, please hit the like button for me to help it reach more people, and consider subscribing for more sneaker lacing content. I have loads of videos available for you guys to have a look through. Thanks! Here's how to diamond lace Nike Air Jordan 1 highs. Now this pattern looks a lot more complicated than it is, but I promise you it's kind of easy. Just follow along with me and pause as often as you need to. Begin by taking your lace ends and feeding them down into the two very bottom eyelets on either side. And you want to make sure you're going down into them, not up from them, if that makes sense. So down into them from above. And then pinch your two lace ends like this before you pull all those laces through. Hold them together and then go ahead, pull those laces through. What this little trick does is make sure your laces come out of equal length. If yours aren't, don't worry, just pause and make sure they're of equal length before you carry on. Then we're going to keep a hold of this lace, and what we're going to do is we're going to skip this eyelet here, and we're going to focus on the third eyelet up from the bottom on this side. So bring the lace end down into the third eyelet up from the bottom on this side, just like this. Make sure there's no twists, leaving that little one empty. Now we're going to do the same on the other side. We're going to bring it down into the third eyelet up from the bottom on this side, making sure we leave the one beneath it empty. Pull that through until you have a little X shape there. Looking good. Then we're going to keep a hold of this lace. We're going to feed it just underneath this one here. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring it up into that empty eyelet here from underneath. So just feed it under. Take a second to find it. It can be a little bit fiddly. Then we're going to pull it up through that one from underneath. And we're going to do the exact same on the other side. So get that lace end, feed it underneath this little bit of lace, and up through that empty eyelet from underneath. Looking good. Now what we're going to do, keep a hold of this lace, and we're going to bring it over the sneaker tongue again, and down into the next eyelet up, leaving this one empty, just like we did before. So we're going to skip that one, go down into the next eyelet up from it, from above, just like this, leaving another eyelet empty. Do the same on the other side, skip this one, going down into the next eyelet up from it, from above, just like that. Swap back to this lace, and we're going to do the same thing we did. Feed the lace end down and up through that empty eyelet on the same side from underneath, just like that. And do the same on the other side. Feed the lace end down and up into that empty eyelet from underneath. Looking good. Great. Then we're going to keep a hold of this lace, and you guessed it, we are skipping the next empty eyelet and we're going down into the one above that. Just like this, from above, pull that through, making sure that eyelet's left empty. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Skip the eyelet, go into the one above it, just like this. And then you guessed it, swapping back to this lace, bringing it up through that empty eyelet on this side from underneath. And you can really get a sense of the pattern now we've done it a few times. Keep a hold of this eyelet, bring it up into it from underneath. Looking good. Now, something a little bit different happens at this stage. At this stage, there should be 2 eyelets left. What we're going to do, this time we're not going to skip an eyelet. We're going to bring the lace over the sneaker tongue and down into the second eyelet from the top, from above, just like this. Pop that out of the way. And we're doing the same on the other side. We're not skipping an eyelet this time. We're just going to go down into the next available eyelet from above to finish off the pattern, making sure there's no twists throughout. Now at this stage, you might be wondering what we're going to do with these leftover bits of laces, right? What I like to do is bow them in kind of a loose way, like this, making sure there's all this slack. And then you can just go ahead and tuck it behind the sneaker tongue. That little bow will just sit on top of your feet and shouldn't bother them too much, and it will keep your pattern nicely in place. Repeat on the other shoe and you'll have a really awesome pair of diamond lace Nike Air Jordan 1 highs. If you found the info in this video helpful, please hit the like button for me to help it reach more people, and consider subscribing for more sneaker lacing content. I have loads of videos available and loads of inspo for you guys. Thanks!